Hi everyone, this is a little bit of a different vlog than what I have done in the past. I just want to share with you and explain to you a little bit about the charity that I'm involved in called One Woman at a Time. I know you've seen me do a couple of fundraisers for it, for the charity, and those of you who don't know, it supports women and young girls to get an education by sponsorship, the ones that are subject to FGM, early marriage and abuse. We are working so far with a school in Africa, sponsoring girls to prevent them from being sold and have to have the FGM, the female genital mutilation. Those of you who don't know what that is, it's when the your clitoris and the inner labia is cut away and then the outer labia is basically sliced up and then sewn up. So there is no opening apart from right at the bottom, and it's usually very small. It's the most horrific thing that I've ever heard of. Meeting Jean, I did hypnobirthing with Jean with my third child, Lola. And after meeting back up with her after some years, she started explaining about her trip to Africa and working with another charity that was there to help end FGM. When she told me about it, I really wanted to help and do something for her to help her get this charity off the ground. Jean was just sponsoring girls and trying to send money over and get other people involved to sponsor other girls, but her charity wasn't established. I then did a skydive last year, which was amazing. We raised £2,500 for the charity, and then One Woman at a Time was born. Since then we've done various fundraisers. We did a big ball at the monastery in March, and that was a massive success. It raised almost £30,000. I mean, you've no idea how many girls and women this can help. This charity is a small charity and it's growing every single day. The more publicity we get from it, the more it grows. The more people want to get involved and help us fundraise. We've got a lot of things lined up, including a China walk next year. We're now planning to do a calendar that we've just been talking about today with Jean. So we're hoping to get some celebrities involved in that. I went to Africa and India. We're supporting a refuge of women in India also. Wes went out to India, had a season over there in Kerala, and I'd asked Jean would she like to come out to India with me while I was visiting Wes and find somewhere that needed our help in India, which we did. And we found a women's refuge that supports women that have been subject to the most horrific abuse and FGM. It all goes on out there as well. It goes on all around the world. I also went to Africa with Jean and my friend Lenka, and we went to the area West Pokot in Kenya where we support the girls and we help them get to school. We're trying to find people to sponsor them, one, to get an education and prevent them from being sold, and two, to become a midwife or have further education so they can go on to do other things and get a job, basically gain economic power and have a voice when they have no say, no voice. They're seen as second class. There's no equality in these countries. And since we've been doing the charity, we've been learning so much more about what happens in the UK and that it's how much of a massive problem it is. So we're now working with various people to help spread the word about it and try and help prevent it. I just wanted to share with you, I went and I did a lot of filming over in Africa. I'm hoping to get some of the footage out there. Maybe I'll release it bit by bit on my vlogs. There is some funny stuff in there, there's some really serious stuff in there, but it takes a lot of editing. But I've had somebody edit a taster tape for me, which just shows kind of a bit about the journey that we went on and how I felt, and it's pretty cool. I'm really pleased with it, so I'd like to share that with you now. I hope you enjoy it and look out for future things from me in Africa in the near future. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up and comment down below. Jean's a hypnotherapist as well as the founder of One Woman at a Time, and she's also done work with me. Everyone is so lovely and welcoming. Oh my god, there is water coming in. Oh my god.
We've been marginalized for ages. We've had so many cases where young girls are being married off to older men old enough to be their grandfathers. It's so sad.
It got me so emotional because it was like such an amazing volume of strength of young girls to say no against the circumcision.
It is you and me to make a better of the culture tomorrow. Let's help the girls not to be circumcised. Let's make a better for the culture tomorrow.
The hospital we've just been to and met all those gorgeous little babies that have just been born. But the facilities they have, I mean, there's no running water in the hospital. It's just crazy when you think that like babies can survive in there. Keep studying and follow your dreams and you're all gonna be successful and positive. Just don't give up, okay? One Woman at a Time has two sponsors. Jean's found to sponsor these two girls who were going to actually be taken back out of the school because they couldn't afford the fees, and then ultimately they would have been married off and maybe even cut, which is really sad with the FGM and everything that goes on, not everywhere but in some places still. I think it's more remote because it's against the law more so now. There's a load of street kids outside and obviously begging for money or food. Oh my god, it's so upsetting. It's just been such an emotional journey. I'm just overwhelmed by this culture and this way of life and how people survive and what they do, and inspired. I think it might get tougher and I'm a little bit scared, but I'm still smiling.